Hello all, my name is Thomas Rampulla, and today I'll be talking about the Maryland blue crab. Blue crabs influence our economy, our environment, what we eat, what we see, and largely our culture in Maryland. If you were to walk in any three of our major cities, you will come across the blue crab. Blue crabs are essential to our environment, and they are also very essential to the economy. And finally, we'll be talking about three main ways that you can harvest crabs and the rules and regulations of doing so. When walking in downtown Annapolis, DC, or Baltimore, you will come across the blue crab, whether that be in restaurants, in Maryland-themed stores, or just in everyday items, such as a flag. The Maryland state government states that the Maryland seafood industry pulls around $600 million annually. The blue crab can be seen in most restaurants in Maryland, such as steamed blue crabs, soft shell crabs, crab cakes, which is a Maryland favorite. We have a multitude of different items that are stuffed by crabs, and we have crab dip, which is another Maryland favorite. And Carrie Sorensen states, in a special to the New Post, that you can walk into about any Maryland-themed store, and whatever you can imagine will have a blue crab on it. That is how popular they are in Maryland. Blue crabs are also very influential to the Chesapeake Bay ecosystem and economy. As larvae, when they are first born, they are eaten by filter feeders, which helps stimulate the environment. Then, when they start to progress and around mid-stage, they'll eat on smaller bivalves and decaying material, such as dead animals. Blue crabs are then preyed upon by larger fish, which are red drum, croaker, blue catfish, and copia. The Maryland state government also states that blue crabs pull around $45 million annually, which is more than oysters and striped bass combined. And finally, we'll be talking about how crabbing is done and the rules and regulations of doing so. The first way to crab is to get a thin rope and a piece of chicken neck about this big, or a recently caught fish and the head of the fish. What you would do is tie or connect the chicken neck or item to the end of the rope, toss it in the water, and after about 5 to 10 minutes, you pull up and check if there's a crab. In doing this, you pull up very slowly and smoothly, and once the chicken neck or item reaches the top of the water, you take a very long net, and if there's a crab there, you try and scoop the crab up with the net. This is the main way of crabbing by recreational crabbers. The second way of crabbing would be with pots, nets, and crab traps. Pots and nets are very similar. They are also like the chicken neck and line, except that there is a pot at the end of the line. And to catch the crab, you need to pull up on the rope as quick as you can, and the pulling force will trap the crab at the bottom of the net or pot, and you will be able to pull up your crab. A crab trap works as if you put a ton of chicken necks, 5 to 6, into a large crab trap about this big and this tall, and it can catch around 1 to 2 bushels of crabs, which is about 24 to 36 crabs, over 24 hours. So you'd throw the crab trap in overnight, let it sit, come back the next day, and you'd have 2 bushels of crabs, depending on how the season is and what time of the year it is. There are rules and regulations for crabbing. For commercial crabbers, it is a new rule that you cannot earn more than 15 bushels a day, which is, there's never been a limit imposed before. So that does take a bite out of the economy and commercial fishermen's wallets. There are also rules on female crabs. You can only catch male crabs of a certain size, but female crabs, you can only catch a certain limit. For recreational crabbers, it is actually illegal to catch. For commercial crabbers, you can catch a limited amount, which is not stated, but it is a percentage-wise, and they must be over the legal size, which is dependent on the year. There's also identifying marks on each crab, which identifies females and males very easily. A male crab will have on their belly, on their stomach, the underside of the crab, almost a Washington Monument looking figure, which looks like the Washington Monument. It's a long, sloping, and pointed tip throughout the belly. And female crabs actually have a belly that resembles the US Capitol. So it looks, there's an indent in their shell that looks like the US Capitol. So it's very easy to tell them apart. But most crabs you eat, whether commercial or ones that you caught yourself, are male. This concludes my informative speech. This shows how crabs are very influential to the ecosystem and economy, how they are crabbed and the rules and regulations doing so, and how they are influential to Maryland and our culture. Thank you so much.